If your fibroids keeps growing despite eating healthy, this video is the reason why. Some of the foods, meaning being sold to you as clean, natural, hormone-friendly, contain cyanide compounds, aflatoxins, and heavy metals. They are directly feeding fibroid growth. Almost nobody in the health space is talking about this because they probably don't know. And I'm going to show you exactly why. Before we go any further, have you eaten cassava, peanuts, or almonds this week? Keep watching. Before we get into the specific foods, you need to understand what the liver has to do with all of this, because this is the connection most fibroid conversations never have. Here's how to think about it. Your liver is like a bouncer. Every day it's working on breaking down, use estrogen, and a lot of other things, and it squirts it out of the body. When it's doing its job, estrogen stays balanced, along with many other things. But when the bouncer is overwhelmed, buried under piles of toxins, it has to process first. Estrogen doesn't get kicked out, it stays, and it feeds your fibroids. This isn't your fault. Nobody told you that the foods you've been trusting with your health were giving your liver a second job, one that comes at a direct expense of keeping your estrogen in check. A liver that's detoxifying harmful compounds cannot clear estrogen at the same time. The burden determines how much estrogen stays in circulation and how fast fibroids grow. Now let's talk about what's creating that burden. At least one of these three categories is in your kitchen right now. There are three categories of food doing this damage: carcinogenic compounds, aflatoxins, and heavy metals. Stay with me through all three because it's a combination of these, not just one, that's keeping your estrogen elevated. I've also added timestamp chapters, so feel free to skip around to whichever part you would like, but I really recommend you listening to the whole thing. The first category of food that contains cyanogenic compound, substances that release hydrogen cyanide during digestion. What does cyanide do? It robs your cells of oxygen. So when someone dies from cyanide poisoning, they suffocate it on a cellular level from the inside out. Corn, cassava, bitter almonds, many nuts and seeds, almost all of them, especially the popular ones, and lima beans all fall into this category. You've probably been told these are whole, they're natural, and they are. But when they're consumed, especially raw or improperly prepared, digestion triggers the release of cyanide compound that the body has to neutralize. That neutralization is a liver function. The liver drops everything to deal with cyanide exposure before it can get back to anything that includes the clearing of your estrogen. These foods naturally contain cyanide, and whether they're organic, it doesn't make a difference. These things naturally contain them and they produce them. For women with fibroids, it's not like this super abstract concern. Every time the liver gets pulled away from estrogen clearance, the estrogen environment just gets worse. The secondary category is aflatoxins. These are mold-produced toxins found primarily in peanuts, a popular one, Brazil nuts, and corn, just to name a few. Aflatoxin B1 specifically is one of the most potent liver carcinogens, which means it causes cancer. And it doesn't just pose a cancer risk, it directly disrupts liver enzymes responsible for breaking down estrogen. Now, here is the moment I want to slow down for. Peanut butter, corn tortillas, corn oil, cornmeal, corn-based snacks. A lot of women eat 3 or 4 of these throughout their day. Now, how often are you eating these things? These foods show up everywhere in clean eating meal plans and hormone health recipes, and what gets handed to you as PCOS friendly diets. And their livers are quietly taking a hit every single day at the direct expense of estrogen clearance. This isn't your fault though. Nobody connected these dots for you, but now you know. The third category is heavy metals found in contaminated water, certain processed food, nuts and seeds, and some grains, especially on the outer coating, the bran. Heavy metals don't just tax your liver detox pathways, they also compete with iodine at the receptor level. And if you have seen the previous fibroid video, you know why that matters. Iodine is what the fibroid needs to regulate estrogen. Heavy metals bind to those same receptor sites and block iodine from getting in. So heavy metal accumulation doesn't just overwhelm the liver, it compounds the iodine deficiency problem, already affecting your thyroid and estrogen regulation. If you haven't seen that video, I'll post it somewhere in the video or it'll be in the description. The two fibroid videos in this series work together. Iodine gets blocked, the thyroid can't regulate estrogen, the liver gets overwhelmed with toxins, estrogen clearance drops, and fibroids have everything they need to keep growing. Why would they go anywhere? You're giving them everything that they need. None of this is happening in isolation for most women. It's not one problematic food eaten occasionally. It's a daily accumulation of liver burden from multiple sources at the same time. And that's what's keeping estrogen elevated and fibroid growth ongoing. No single supplement is going to fix a liver that's buried under all of that at once. The first step is removing what's overwhelming it. So what to do? First is you need to remove the cyanogenic foods like cassava, bitter almonds, any almonds really, lima beans, the foods that I mentioned before, from your regular rotation. And that takes one category of the liver stress off the table. Eliminating peanuts and corn is going to remove the aflatoxin burden. This one surprises a lot of people because both show up consistently in healthy recipes. But these very foods are keeping many women stuck, and in some cases it cost their lives. Your liver is not broken, it's just buried, and that can be fixed. It's not a death sentence, it's not a curse, it's not incurable, despite what you've heard. When it's no longer dealing with these cyanide compounds, these aflatoxins, and heavy metals, it can get back to doing what it's built to do: clearing excess estrogen, cleaning the blood, and removing the conditions that feed fibroid growth. The first step is getting this information. The second step is in the description. The next video in this series covers soy and flaxseed, two of the most recommended food for women's health that are often directly worsening fibroid growth. Subscribe so you do not miss. There are several other foods that are heavy contributors to fibroid that I didn't cover here, but for the sake of time, I'll leave it here. But if you'd like to go deeper, you can book a free 15-minute consult or download the PCOS specific guide that'll give you much more insight on your issue, and it'll help you a lot to understand what's actually going on. Both links are in the description and pinned in the comment section below. I'm Dr. Koda, and I will see you on the next one. Peace.